All right, we are going. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, Sonia. Hello, Vietnam. Xin chào. Hello, Fanny. Hello, Blueberry. Yes, Oasis. It's iced coffee. Hello, Azmi. Konnichiwa. Hello, Bana. Anyway. Welcome. Will I speak and practice English with you? Okay, so maybe I should tell you what I am doing here, right? Hi, my name is Teacher Mark. I am a real English teacher. I've been on Hello Talk for 12 years. I've been live streaming here for more than 3 years since they started doing live streams. I am an ESL teacher. I am certified. I have about 78,000 followers on Hello Talk. So, today's stream is called English Q&A session. So today is all about Q&A. That means questions and answers, right? So if you have questions about grammar, vocabulary, punctuation, reading, writing, listening, speaking, accents, pronunciation, whatever, ask me, and I will try to help you, okay? Will I speak and practice English with you? Not exactly, no, Blueberry. When you have 78,000 followers, I don't have time to just chat, right? So if you have questions, I'll help you. If you just want to talk, today's not the day for that. I have another live stream on Wednesday where I bring people on the stage and I just talk, okay? So, you need to have a question for me today. It's called question and answer. So if you don't have a question, I'm not going to talk to you. I changed my hairstyle. Not really, no. Does football mean football or football? It means football. Zen football is called football. Originally, it was called soccer first, actually. Soccer is short for the Association of Soccer. Let me see. What was it? It originally stood for something. Original acronym. Right. So ASSOC, which was short for association, right? So the original word soccer originally was the association of football, but because it was the association, and then they called it soccer or soccer football. So the original name actually is soccer, Americans have another game that we call football. So there are two footballs. Okay, but technically, the one that Europeans call football was called soccer first. It was called soccer first. So it's we're not the ones being weird. Your friend's vocabulary and reading is perfect, but she can't speak English. Well, that's a problem, isn't it? That's a problem, isn't it? No, football is not the same as rugby. Rugby is a different game. Yes, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. That's correct. Okay, so I only have an hour and a half, so 10 minutes is already gone. I'm here for 1 hour and 30 minutes. You have time to ask me questions now, so go. Come on. Whatever your questions about English are, now is the time. Now is the time. Okay, it's very simple, guys. The round ball, the round white ball that you kick, the round one, that's soccer. The brown ball that is oblong, it's shaped not round, okay? There are two games that use an oblong ball. One is called rugby and one is called American football. American football is the one where they have the helmet and they wear a lot of very heavy equipment on their body to protect them. Rugby has no helmet. Rugby has no equipment. Okay? Lillian, I don't know if I have time today, Lillian. I only have time to answer questions about English today because I'm on a limited schedule. Okay? I'm not here to chat today. He thought it was the World Cup? Well, that's different. I watched about 10 minutes of the Super Bowl last night. I really don't care about sports. I don't care about any sports. Who's right, Englishman or a British? They're both right. Englishmen are British people. British people are Englishmen. How can you remember grammar? You have to learn it. You have to study it. You have to practice it. You have to practice it. How can you speak English fluently? How can you speak English fluently in a short time? Allah Mohammed, you can't. You can't. Stop trying to have fantasies. Start working. Okay? Instead of hoping for something that will never happen, how about just starting on something that will happen? Okay? Stop waiting for the perfect thing. Oh, I'm only going to do it if I can do it in 3 months. Just start. Just start. Rugby is a dangerous sport. I prefer American football. Asmi, actually, American football is considered to be more dangerous than rugby. My nephews play both football and rugby, and I think football is more dangerous than rugby. Let's see. What's the biggest difference between American English and British English? Xinyang, there are many, many differences. We have differences in pronunciation, differences in spelling. We use different words for different things, right? We have different slang. We have different idioms. So there are many differences. Oasis atheist is a word that means somebody who does not believe in God or gods. Okay? An atheist is someone who doesn't believe in God or gods. All right? Okay, so again, I'm here to answer your questions. If you have English questions about grammar, you can raise your hand to talk to me about grammar or vocabulary or pronunciation or listening or writing or reading or speaking. If you have a question about English, raise your hand. I will talk to you, okay? I'm just not here to chat. That's all, okay? I know you guys want to practice chatting, but I woke up to be here. You understand? This is on my schedule. I didn't just turn on the camera with nothing to do. This is my schedule. I'm here to teach. All right? So that's why you should take advantage of my teaching now. Okay? You usually have dreams speaking in English when you're sleeping. When you wake up, you can't talk well, like in the dream. Well, it's a good sign, though, Carlos. If you're dreaming in English, it's a good sign. Wilson, raise your hand. Yeah, raise your hand and I'll bring you on stage. Hello, Amir. Do I want to practice, or do you want to practice grammar or remember sentence patterns in English? It is really useful to watch English TV series. Okay, so for grammar, sentence patterns are part of grammar. Right? And yes, you should study grammar, okay? You just shouldn't worry about it too much, right? So grammar is something that you should, let me think how to put this. Grammar is like a good knife. It needs to be cleaned and honed regularly, right? So to clean and hone it means to keep it sharp, right? So grammar is something that you should treat just like a knife. A knife, occasionally you have to take it out and you have to sharpen it, right? Well, grammar is like that too. Just get your book out every once in a while and sharpen your mind with grammar. All right? Every I don't know, a few times a day. A few times a day, try to sharpen your mind with grammar. All right? And then as far as English TV series, they can be useful. Of course they can. Anything that you watch is something that your brain is inputting. It could be learning material. So everything your brain takes in is learning material. Just some of it is more valuable than others, right? So you have to be more selective, okay? Overstudy? What about overstudy? Hello, Fluke? Okay, Wilson's one that wants to come up and talk to me. Let's talk to Wilson.
Mark.
Hello, Wilson. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. So you're in China in where? What city? Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen?
Shenzhen, the national.
Oh, okay.
The national city.
Cool. All right. So what can I do for you today? Do you have any questions for me about English?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
Recently, I feel I speak English is not very natural. I just talk about with foreign people. I feel a little nervous, and I cannot easily speak like Chinese.
Right. So why can you speak in Chinese more easily than you can speak in English? Why? There's one big reason why.
I think maybe the use times frequency.
That's right. Yeah. So let's figure that out really quickly. You don't use your English very much, but you use your Chinese a lot, right?
Yes.
So, how can you use your English more?
I didn't know. I just use Hello Talk. I have no
Right.
opportunity.
So you don't. So that's the problem. Is you think that the only way to practice your English is if you have someone to practice with. You don't need anyone to practice with. What you need, Wilson, you need to spend more time using English in your mind like an operating system. Right? So basically, yeah, like your English is not fluent or not comfortable because you don't use that operating system very much. So when you turn it on, you don't know how. You don't know how to use this computer, right? You're a PC guy. That's Chinese. You need to turn on the Mac, right? And use English, right? And so I live in the United States, in Cincinnati, Ohio, but I practice Chinese every day just by thinking in Chinese. So whatever you're doing all day long, whatever you're doing, can you just try to change that thing? Like if you're eating lunch, can you change your thoughts into English while you eat lunch? Can you change your thoughts into English while you watch TV or when you're taking a shower or making breakfast? That's all you need to do. You are not comfortable with the language because you don't spend enough time with it. You think you can't spend time with it because you have no people to practice with. But the most important kind of practice you can do is mental practice. If you use the language in your mind, it's a mental practice room for language. And then it's ready when you need to speak. So then you're comfortable and relaxed when you need to speak.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really the secret. You don't need to think about what you need to say if you already spent time thinking about what you need to say.
Yeah, sometimes I need so many time to think.
Right. That's because you're not spending time before thinking about it, right? If you spend time earlier thinking about how do I say things, then when you need to say them, they're ready.
Yeah.
That's really the key.
This
Okay.
is my situation.
Yeah, right. So the secret is that 50% of your practice should be mental practice. Okay, 50% of your practice. So if you want to read to practice English, that's great. If you want to write or speak or listen to practice English, those are all good. Okay, but if you spend 1 hour doing those things, then you should spend 1 hour thinking in English.
I think
Okay.
maybe 5 minutes every day. I just thinking something, just in English.
I think you need more than 5 minutes, but yes, you need to have the best thing would be if half of your day was thinking in English. That's the goal. The goal is to get your brain to think in English half the day. That's the goal. Yeah, I know it's hard. That's the goal. So start with 5 minutes. That's fine. Start with 5 minutes, but then tomorrow do 10 minutes. And next week do 30 minutes. And the week after do an hour.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I have got thank you.
And you need to remember when I say use your English, start with all the simple things, Wilson. Okay, so 如果你肚子饿，你需要想 I'm hungry.
Wow, you can speak Chinese.
我会
Okay.
Yeah, 我告诉你，每天我想中文，这是为什么我可以说中文。
You just use it.
Yeah，在我的脑里面，每天我想中文，你也可以。
Just thinking. Don't
对。
speak out.
不
Just
是
thinking.
，yeah，不需要说，需要想。
So good. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. So if you're tired, okay. Oh, 我很累. No, I'm tired. 我肚子饿. I'm hungry. 我要去商店. I want to go to the store. Okay.
Maybe every idea I needed to translate in English in my mind.
Every simple idea to start, just all the simple ones. Every simple idea that you can try not to translate it, just try to have it in English. Right? Yeah. So I'm hungry. You don't need to translate I'm hungry, do you?
Okay.
Right?
Okay, okay.
That's simple, right? You don't need to translate that. So just when you're hungry, think, I'm hungry. You don't need to translate that, right? Start with all the simple things, okay? I'm hot, I'm tired, I'm sad, I'm hungry. I like this, I don't like that. I want this, I don't want that. I need this, I don't need that. I have this, I don't have that. 这是简单.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And today my time limit is
Oh,
coming.
okay.
So
All right. No problem. It was nice to meet you, Wilson. Take care. Good luck to you.
good luck to you.
All right. See, that was an actual question. That's how this works, right? You ask me questions, I give you answers, and that's the secret, guys. Is you have to just start learning how to practice your English in your mind every day. Every thought that you can have in English, why aren't you? If you can think something in English, then why don't you? And if you can't think something in English, then don't you think you should figure that out? Right? Okay. Hello, Mona. All right. Who wants to come up on stage next to ask me a question? How about Donnie? Donnie, you want to come up and talk to me?
Hello, Mark.
Hello, Donnie. How are you?
I'm fine. Maybe this is the second time I'm talking with a foreigner.
Oh, yeah? Oh, well, cool.
Yeah, the second time.
Okay. All right. So
Maybe the first time is 5 or 6 years ago. This is the second time. I'm a little nervous.
okay, relax. 不担心放松
Well,
Yeah.
I think your Chinese is very good.
It's okay. It's okay. It's only comfortable. You think it's very good because I look very comfortable when I use it. Oh, no. What happened to Donnie? Donnie, come back up. Raise your hand again, Donnie. I hope you didn't lose your time limit already. Anyway, the point is that I was just going to say, he said, I think your Chinese is very good. And I said, you think my Chinese is very good because I look very comfortable when I use it. I look very comfortable when I use it because I use it a lot in my mind. But actually, my Chinese still is not great. But I have a level of comfortability that most people don't achieve at this level of knowledge because of using it in your mind. Okay? I don't know what happened to Donnie. Donnie, I hope you can come back. We've got Leo. Leo is next. There are a few people waiting in line, so please be patient. Hello, Leo.
Hello,
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. And you're in China in what city?
河北保定.
Okay. And what can I do for you today?
I want to ask. Every day I write a diary, and sometimes I make a video by myself. And I want to ask, which is the first thing to do? I first write the diary, then make the video, or I first make the video and then write the diary.
What is your video about? When you make a video, what is your video about?
Today life. Always.
So it's like a video. It's like a video diary.
I write a diary of the day's life.
And then you record it on video.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Well, I think that's good. I think that's a good thing to do. Writing a diary is a really good way to improve your writing and your English in general. So writing a diary is something I often tell my students to do. As far as the video, I don't think it really matters. I think I would write first and then do the video second. I think that's what I would do. Yeah. Write it down, and that way
sometimes,
you can take your
uh,
time. You can take your time and write what you want to write well. And then you can use the video and practice trying to say it well.
yes, okay.
Okay.
And sometimes when I write the diary, I often use the translate app to translate some sentence.
Okay.
And
That's okay. That's okay. That's how you're going to learn, right? I use a translation app every day for Chinese too. And the more I do it, sometimes maybe I look up a new word and, like, for example, here's my dictionary right here. Like just recently, I looked up the word nurse, right? In Chinese, I looked up the word nurse, and I knew the noun version of nurse. I knew nurse is 护士, right? But I didn't know that the verb form is 当护士, right? So now I've looked it up once, and now that I've looked it up once, maybe I'll remember it next time, right? So, but maybe not. Maybe I have to look it up one more time.
maybe forget.
Yeah, maybe I look it up again and then I remember, right? So sometimes it takes a few times before you remember. But that's also why if you want to remember the words, then you need to find another way to practice them. So the diary is good, the video is good. What else can you do? Are there any other things you can do to practice those words so that you remember them? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the secret with learning is to do learning in as many ways as you can. Your brain really likes it when you give it lots of different ways to learn the same thing. And everything that you learn in life has many levels. Many, many levels. And so you have to find those levels and understand those levels, right? So with language, we have reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. Those are all levels. So those are all things that you can think, what am I doing to practice my reading? What am I doing to practice my speaking? What am I doing to practice my vocabulary? Every day you need to find ways to practice those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, you're doing well. 我觉得你说不错.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Just keep working on it. And remember what I just said earlier. Writing a diary is good and doing a video is good, but thinking is the secret.
Thinking,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the secret of language, is thinking. If you spend time thinking, then you can become comfortable. If you don't spend any time thinking in the language, you will never be comfortable with the language.
Yes.
Okay? So the
Yes.
sooner you start thinking simple things, just like I told Donnie before. If you're hungry, next time you're hungry, don't think, no, just think, I'm hungry. Okay? Use your English mind and develop it like it's a baby, right? And a baby is only going to grow if you encourage him to grow. So encourage your English mind to grow. Okay?
Yes. I think I can also write some words or sentence and stick it in my room.
Yeah, definitely you can. And let me give you a trick. You can write a sentence. Write one sentence that's normal sentence. But then I want you to write another sentence. Use that same vocabulary word, but write a funny sentence. Write a weird, funny sentence, because your brain will remember the weird, funny one, right? So I always tell people, if I have a microphone is my vocabulary word. I could write a simple sentence that says, today I bought a new expensive microphone. That's a normal sentence and it's good. But I could also say, yesterday I hit my brother in the face with my new expensive microphone. And now you have a picture in your mind of me hitting, somebody in the face with a microphone. That's funny. You'll remember that, right? So always try to find a funny way to use the word. Funny, weird, different, anything. 特别的, 奇怪的, 好笑的, you know, whatever. Anything really funny, interesting, then your brain will remember it, okay? If it's not interesting, your brain will forget. If it's interesting, your brain will remember, okay?
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Take care, and I'll see you next time, okay, Leo? Come back and see me again, okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's see. Am I on YouTube? I am on YouTube right now. As a matter of fact, I'm on YouTube. There's my YouTube right there. If you want to go to my YouTube, you can, and there's no time limit. You can watch me on YouTube right now. I'm on this screen on Hello Talk, and that screen is on YouTube. So you can watch my YouTube right now as well. 你说的不错. Hello, Athena. Let's see. If students move out of the line, what do we have to say? He is overtaking the line. If students move out of the line, if someone leaves the line, then you just say they left their place in line. Okay? If someone is trying to get in front of you, then they are cutting in line, is what we say in America. We say, hey, no cutting. No cutting. Back of the line, pal. And we don't use the word queue. We sometimes say jumping the line, but we don't say jumping the queue. In America, we never use the word queue. We just don't. So that's one good reason why American English is better than British English, because we don't use the word queue. Hello, Chloe. Hello, Zoe. Chloe and Zoe. Mnemonics, that's another fun word to say. Hello, Benjamin. If I think something in my mind in English, I don't know if the sentence is right. Linda, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Linda, the most important part of thinking in a language is not perfection, it's comfortability. It's comfortability. Really, that's what it comes down to. So let me put it to you this way, Linda. Linda, if we're talking about building blocks, right? We're talking about building blocks, okay? I have blocks. They're little wooden blocks, and you can build things with them, right? Or Legos, right? Kids still play with Legos, right? So you have two people. You have one person who practices thinking about building blocks in their mind all the time, and you have one person who never thinks about building blocks in their mind. Who is going to build blocks better? It doesn't matter if the imagination is not perfect. It doesn't matter if they didn't build a perfect building in their mind. It matters that they spent time becoming comfortable with the idea. So, Linda, if you don't know if it's right, now you can ask ChatGPT or DeepSeek if it's right. But the point is it better for you to not think at all because you don't know if it's right? Or is it better for you to just think as best you can and become comfortable with the language and learn from your mistakes in time? Of course, it's better to learn from your mistakes and just do the best you can. Okay, so I don't know if, when I think in Chinese, I often don't know if it's right either, and I don't care. I care about becoming comfortable with the language in my mind, okay? All right, my YouTube is right here once again. Hello, Jess. Good to see you. I'm fine. Hello, Carolina. You're a ooh, Athena has a riddle for me. I'm a play of two syllables, the first being present and the second being past. They end with the East and the West. Who am I? That's a good one. The first being present and the second being past. I'm kind of thinking the second being past would be ED. But I'm not sure about the rest of it, Athena. But I like this riddle. That's cool. Yeah. Okay, who's next? Let's see. Sorry. Let's get somebody else on stage. My Chinese friend here. Who is that? God, I got to work on my Chinese reading better.
Oh.
Hello. Hello, how are you?
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Do you have an English name, or should I call you by your Chinese name?
You can call me Anna.
Anna. Okay. All right.
Anna.
And Anna, you're in
Yeah.
China where? What city?
I am in the city of Hebei, Shijiazhuang, Hebei.
Lots of Hebei people
Yeah.
here today. Okay. All right. And what can I do for you, Anna?
I want to practice my English, and I want to make friends with my friends. Okay, like foreigners.
Okay.
I
All right.
want to, yes.
Okay. So tell me about your English. Tell me what problems do you have with English?
Oh, I heard you about the idea of practice English. I think in the man, I think it's very, very good. I will practice my English more, and I think my English problem is I have no topic. I don't know what to say, and I cannot make long sentences.
Okay. So then you need to work on your vocabulary and your grammar a little bit. But
I think my computer and grammar is good, but I don't know how to topic. Yes. You know.
okay, all right. Well, then let me help you with
I
that.
don't-
Then let me show you something. I'm going to show you a website that I use for topics, right? And I'm going to give
Okay.
you this website. It's a website that I usually use for my conversation classes, right? So when I have a conversation class, I use this website. It's called
Conversation class.
Yes. So let me show you. It's called ITESLJ. And let me share my screen. So look at this website. Conversation questions for the ESL classroom. Look at all the topics here. Lots of topics. Now, when you click on this, let's click on art. Look,
All right.
questions. Now you can ask yourself these questions and try to answer them. Are you a good painter, Anna?
No, I'm not good at
Okay.
painting.
There you go. See? You just had a topic and you just answered it. See? So, can you draw pictures well? Can you draw? You said you're not good at painting.
Yeah.
Can
yeah.
you draw well?
Sometimes I will draw.
Oh, no. See, the time limit once again. The time limit. It's such a buzzkill, the time limit. Okay, so anyway, guys, this is the website I'm talking about. It's called iteslj.org. It's free. It's actually a website for teachers. This is a website for English teachers, but it has lots and lots of topics here that are great for practicing your thinking. They're great for practicing your writing. They're great for practicing your speaking. They're great for lots of different things, right? So gardening, you can go to gardening and say, what kind of gardening do you like? Or what are the names of common flowers in your country? Or does your house have a garden, right? Can you answer those questions by speaking, writing, or thinking? If you can't, then there's something to work on, right? Food and eating. How many different color foods did you eat for dinner last night? So in your dinner last night, how many colors were there? That's a cool question, right? Are you a good cook, right? And when you answer these questions, when you use these, always answer them with the most amount that you can say. Meaning, don't just give a one-word answer. If it says, are you a good cook? Don't just say, no. Say, no, I don't think I'm a very good cook because blah, 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 blah. Right? So if you're here to practice language, then practice language. Don't make short answers like yes, no. That's not practice. When you answer yes and no, you're not practicing. Answer with complete sentences. Answer with complete thoughts. Okay? Expound. Expound on your ideas. Expound on your thoughts. To expound means to expand and share more, right? Okay, so iteslj.org. That's the website I was giving. And there you go. There's another great way to practice your thinking. Use that website and just answer the questions in your mind every day. Okay, next is Mahdi in Afghanistan. Mahdi, do you want to come talk to me? Hello, Mahdi.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Thanks. I'm really good.
Good.
How about you? Are you good?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. So you're in Afghanistan where? Are you in Kabul or where?
I'm basically from Afghanistan. Abroad in China.
Oh, okay. You're in China. Oh, that's cool. All right. So what can I do for you today, Mahdi? How can I help you?
Wanted to come speak with you, and I wanted to ask you that what should I do? I want to pass the TOEFL exam. I really wanted about 2 years ago.
What should you do if you want to pass the TOEFL exam? Well, do you know about Mount Everest, the mountain Mount Everest? It's a big mountain, famous mountain, right? And when people say they want to climb Mount Everest, what should they do? Prepare. You have to prepare to climb a mountain that big, right? So the TOEFL test is a mountain like Everest. It's a big one. You have to prepare. You have to be ready, okay? If you're not prepared, you'll die on that mountain. So that means you need to get the right study materials, right? So there are many books that you can get that will help you. There are 3 companies that I like. The 3 companies are Kaplan, Barron's, and Cambridge. These companies make great books for any of those tests, the TOEFL test, the IELTS test, any of those English tests. Also, though, there are now websites, many, many, many websites online for TOEFL preparation, right? They have courses that you can take to prepare yourself. They are not cheap usually, but they are good, right? So if you're serious about doing it, sometimes a serious venture requires serious investment, right? When you climb Mount Everest, it costs money, right? That's a venture that costs money. You want to do it, but you have to spend money to get there, right? So same thing with this test. You might have to spend some money to get to the top of the mountain, right? So you need a guide. When you go up Everest, you need a guide, right? Nobody goes up Mount Everest by themselves. You need a guide. So there are teachers that you can get. There are teachers that you can get who can help you to know, okay, this is what you need, this is what you need, this is what you need. Or, Mahdi, if you're studying for the TOEFL test, you need to know what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And then you need to focus on your weaknesses. Okay? So, that's another very important point that many students don't know. When they're practicing for a test, they keep working on the things that they're already good at because that makes them feel good, but you have to work on the things that you're not good at, right? So my advice for people who take the TOEFL is, one, if you can, prepare 6 months to 1 year in advance. 6 months to 1 year. Okay, don't take it next week. Okay, that's no time. All right, just like Everest, you have to prepare a year in advance to go up Everest. You need to prepare. Okay, you need good materials, either online courses or some books. Okay, to help you. There are lots of materials that can help you that way. You need to focus on your weaknesses. Know what your weaknesses are. Think about it. Oh, my weakness is vocabulary. My weakness is grammar. My weakness is pronunciation. My weakness is speaking. Whatever you know, think about it and then focus on that. Okay? And then, if you can, take the test more than one time. Many people, they try to climb Mount Everest and they don't get there the first time. Right? They go up and they get halfway there, but then it's too hard. So they go back. But then the next year they come back and try again, and then they're successful the second time. Right? So climbing a mountain is not an easy thing, and you have to do a lot of preparation and take it seriously. Okay?
Yeah, thanks for your piece of advice.
You're welcome. You know, you can do it, but you have to be serious about it, just like climbing Mount Everest. Lots of people say, I want to climb Mount Everest. Not many people do it because not many people take it seriously enough. And there are some people who climb Mount Everest and they die. They die because they weren't prepared. They weren't ready. They didn't do the things they were supposed to do. So if you take that test tomorrow, you're probably going to die on that test because you're not ready, right? So get yourself ready. Get yourself ready. Prepare. Okay?
English was about 5 years ago, and in school, at school also they teach us English. So I think I'm suffering with lack of vocabulary.
Okay.
And also writing.
Okay, so follow my live streams because I do 10 live streams a week, and I do streams about everything: vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, accent, all kinds of stuff, right? So follow me here, one. For vocabulary, at your level, it sounds like you're pretty advanced. I think you need to start...
I can understand.
Okay, so...
Like, it's a kind of English book. I don't know if it's good or no, so...
Okay, yeah, no, but just listening to you, I can tell your English is pretty good. So that means you should be pushing yourself with your vocabulary. I do a stream about something called etymology. Do you know what etymology is?
Stories. I'm a junior student right now, so I don't have
That's okay.
Information about.
That's okay. Etymology means the history of English words, where they come from and how they've changed over time. And English comes from many, many places, man. 60% of our English words come from Latin or Greek language. 30% of our words come from French. 20% of our words come from German. We have words from Arabic. We have words from Persian. We have words from Spanish and Italian and Chinese and Japanese. We take words from everywhere and we add them to English. And if you find out where the word comes from, many times there are interesting pieces of information that will help you remember the word, like the pronunciation or the original meaning, or so, for example, the word car, the modern word car. It's a simple word, right? Car. Where does that word come from? It comes from the Roman Empire. In the Roman Empire, a long time ago, in Rome, or all of the empire, they had a vehicle, right? It was a cart with wheels. It was a cart with two wheels, and you stood on the cart, and there's a horse, and the horse would pull you. That thing in Latin was called a carum. So it's a vehicle. So now we use the word car to talk about vehicles, right? That's interesting. That's interesting when you say, oh, well, that's cool. Now I know where the word comes from, you know? And it helps you understand why do we say it and why do we pronounce it that way? Why do we spell it that way? So etymology can really help you. Mahdi, can you tell me one word that starts with the letters P-R-E?
P-R-E?
Yeah.
Pronunciation.
No, that's P-R-O. Yeah, P-R-E.
No. Press. Oh,
Like, how about preview, pretest, prepare, predict, right? Yeah, lots of pre-words, right? So prevent, predict, preview, prejudice, preheat, prepare, prehistorically, premeditation, prearrangement, pre-registration, pre-accuse, predetermined, preface, pre-production, pre-publication, presume. Do you see how many pre-words there are? Lots of pre-words, right? What does pre mean? P-R-E. What does that little bit, P-R-E, what does it mean? It means before.
It's like video. It's like
it means before.
retake.
Before. So preview. Preview means view means look. Pre means before. Preview means look before. Pre-test. Test is something you take. Pre-test. So it's the test you take before the real test. Right? This is a useful way to increase your vocabulary quickly. Right? Because you're learning all the words that have pre and all the words that have post and all the words that have bene and all the words that have mal. These are called root words. Root words. Okay? And English has many, many root words. Okay? So that can help you build your vocabulary, especially at an advanced level. And I talk about it here a lot because it's one of my hobbies. So, so follow me and you'll get a lot of tricks about vocabulary. Okay?
Okay. And also, I should focus on Chinese also because I want to pass HSK. So it's kind of challengeable for me.
Yeah, it is. And I study Chinese too. So, what I would say is, well, how long have you been studying Chinese?
I finished my first semester.
Okay, so 现在你可以说，对不对？
我会说中文一点。
啊，你会说中文一点点。好, okay. So what I think you need to do is the same thing that I tell everybody about English. You need to think in Chinese, right? So think all the simple thoughts every day. OK， 我好饿，我很饿，我很累，我很累。哦，今天我好，就是那个天气很热的。Right? So it means the weather is really hot. I'm really hungry. I'm really tired. All the simple thoughts. Try to have all your simple thoughts.
Yeah, right. I think we have like brainstorming. So we should brainstorm before something.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. But think all those simple thoughts. And then, Mahdi, every day, I want you to practice your numbers 1 through 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? If you can do the tones of 1 through 10 very well, you'll feel comfortable with the tones everywhere. So my first year of doing Chinese, that's what I did all the time. And if you see what I did, I'm a musician. So when I think about language, I think about the pitch and the tone. So what I did was I draw the tones when I'm saying them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So when you draw them, it helps you to know what the pitch is, to keep it the way it's supposed to be. That helped me a lot too. That really helped me. Yeah. So, yeah, and look, see, I mean, I don't know if my tones are perfect or not. I think they are, but I don't know for sure. So anyway, the more you get comfortable with it, then you feel comfortable with those sounds. Right? And then, Mahdi, the only other thing I'll tell you that helped me a lot is Chinese is a language that happens in the mouth. It's small. It's in the mouth and small. So when you say 我会说中文, I want you to make your mouth small. Like, look how small. 我会说中文,我会说中文. Try to
It's
get,
like wrong English Chinese.
yeah, so the secret is American English has a very big mouth. Chinese has a very small mouth. So when I speak Chinese, I make my mouth tiny, and then it sounds better. Right? If I use a big mouth when I speak Chinese, it sounds weird. So I wish somebody would have told me that when I was starting, because I didn't know. I didn't know that your mouth has to be small when you speak Chinese. So work on that a little bit, okay? I'm not a Chinese teacher, but I study Chinese, so I can give you a few tips that I think will help you. Okay?
I appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah. And remember what I said. The secret is thinking. And that's the best part about Chinese, Mahdi. Chinese writing, very hard. Chinese reading, very hard. Chinese thinking, pretty easy. Because the Chinese grammar, very easy. Okay? Like, Chinese grammar compared to English grammar is completely easy, right? With Chinese, all you have to do is learn vocabulary words and start putting them together. And as soon as you put vocabulary words together, you're making sentences. It's great. But with English, you have vocabulary, but then you have to put them together with all those little extra words that you need to know about. And that makes it a little harder, right? But Chinese thinking is actually pretty easy to do because you just need vocabulary. Yeah. So, anyway, Mahdi, any other questions I can help you with?
No, thank you. I appreciate it. I wanted to have some piece of advice from you because you're a little bit expert than me because of this. I really enjoyed.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And yeah, again, we're all learning. We're all learning, Mahdi. It takes time. And I've been learning Chinese for many years. Okay? Self-taught. Many years. Yeah. So I did go to a university for 6 months when I was in Taiwan living there. I went to a university and studied there. And that was great. But it's hard and it takes time and a lot of practice. Okay? Candy says, I can speak Chinese. It's a piece of cake. Candy, come on. Don't be silly. If you do a search online, if you do a search online and you say, what's the most difficult popular language in the world, it will always say Chinese. So don't pretend like Chinese is easy. Come on. 你胡说八道，你知道这个吗 Candy? 你听得懂我说什么吗？你胡说八道。如果你会说中文，你需要告诉我说什么。现在你胡说八道。So Mahdi, I'm telling her, 你胡说八道 means you're talking nonsense. You're talking nonsense. Yeah, 你胡说八道. Yeah, means you're speaking nonsense. Okay. So anyway, Mahdi, I'm going to let you go, but keep working on it, okay, my friend?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, take care. Take care. I'll see you next time, okay? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's see here. I broke your heart. Anyway, Candy, if you think it's easy for you, that's great. But don't try to pretend like it's easy for everybody. If it were easy for everybody, then everybody would speak Chinese, wouldn't they? And hello, Chris. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Let's see. Who's next? Is it, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Sodabe? Sodabe? Hello, Sodabe?
Yes, hey.
Am I saying,
Hey, teacher.
am I
How
saying
are
your name
you
correctly?
doing? Hey, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to
teacher.
meet you too. Am I saying your name correctly? Could you say your name for me so I can hear it?
Yeah, sure. Sudabe is a very
Sudabe.
traditional and cultural Iranian name.
Okay, Sudabe. Okay, it's
and
pretty.
it's in Shahnameh. Have you have ever heard that?
Okay, yeah, I've never heard that name before, but it's a pretty name. I like it. Okay, so
Thank you.
Sudabe, are you in Tehran or where are you?
No, I'm in Mashhad, the biggest city after Tehran.
Oh, okay, all right. And what can I do for you today?
Uh, I don't know. So I was like, I think it's a free discussion. I don't know, but you just give me a topic, so we're talking about it.
Well, what I do here is I'm an English teacher, so my time is kind of valuable. So I'm usually here just to try to help people with their English questions, right? So if you have a problem
I
with
see.
English, like
I see.
grammar,
So,
vocabulary, pronunciation, anything.
Speaking
Okay,
and pronunciation. Yeah.
Okay.
Just can you give me some tips, teacher?
okay. So my tip is you sound fine. You don't need to worry. I talk to a lot of people
Right.
in Iran, Sudabe. Okay, I've been on Hello Talk for a long time. I have a huge following in China, but my second biggest following is in Iran. I have hundreds of Iranian followers, and I've talked to many, many Iranians, and I'm always amazed at how impressive their English is. That their pronunciation and their grammar and their vocabulary is always amazing. So, what I would tell you is relax. You speak well already. You don't need to worry. You don't need to worry. You're at the beautiful part of language learning where you can have fun with it, right? Anything that you learn in the beginning, when you learn things, it's hard. And so because it's hard, it's frustrating. It's usually not very fun. But when you get good at something, when you become kind of good at it, now you feel comfortable with it. Now you can have fun and play with it, right? So you're at the point where
Exactly.
you can play with the language. That's great. That's amazing. So yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay.
Just, I want to say something like, it was about, my exact question was about, we're generally want to use the simple things, simple words. Whenever we learn some hard and complicated words, but we're like just using the simple one when we are speaking, and especially in the conversation. So, what's your idea for that? Why we should just use simple words?
Albert Einstein said, if you can't explain it simply, then maybe you don't really understand.
But
So-
in academic parts,
So-
in
so
academic
Dabe-
style or in
So what that means is this. What that means is simple language always works. It always works. In any environment, simple language can be beautiful and deep. Simple language is not always simple. To be or not to be. Those are simple words, but that's a deep thought. Right? That's a deep thought. So
that.
so simple words don't always have a simple meaning just because they're simple words, right? And language is like music. Language is like music where I'm a musician, and when we learn music, maybe I learn a very complicated rhythm. And I know this complicated rhythm now. And young drummers, what they will do is they'll say, oh, well, I learned this really complicated thing now. So I'm going to use it in this song, and I'm going to use it in that song, and I'm going to use it in this song. And they start using this complicated thing in every song. But it doesn't fit because
Exactly.
it's not the right song for that thing. So that's how language is too.
Sure is.
There are some words that you might know that are great words, but you have to find the right place to use them. Right? Not every venue is the right venue, right? So that means that, yes, if you're talking to your professor, that might be a good time to try to elevate your vocabulary and use academic language. On the other hand, if you're trying to explain a very complicated thing to someone, if you're teaching, for example, teaching is a place where you should almost always use simple language, in my opinion. Because when you teach, you're supposed to be including as many people as possible, not excluding people. Language can exclude people. If you use language people can't understand, it excludes them. Right? So language is supposed to be about communication. It's not supposed to be about obfuscation. To obfuscate is an English word. It means to make not clear. To make not clear. So if you use complicated words and it makes things unclear, then you're obfuscating. That's not helpful. So what I would say is there are times when you should try to elevate your language and use elevated vocabulary, but in general, what we say in music is simple music played well is always better than complicated music played poorly. So same thing with language. Simple language used well is always better than complicated language used poorly, right? So sometimes I like to make a post, and sometimes I say there's a funny post I make, and it says, it's a guy who says, sometimes I use big words I don't know because I want to sound more photosynthesis. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make any sense, right? And that's the point, is some people are using big words just because they want to sound smart. But you have to use words that have meaning to sound smart. The meaning is what matters, not the complexity. Okay?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It
You're
was
welcome.
incredible. I really convinced that. You really make me convinced. And so, yeah, I just absolutely true. I absolutely agree with you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Excellent.
You know, I also think sometimes language is also sometimes about ego. You know, sometimes people use big words because they feel they need to. They don't have the confidence to use simple words. They feel they need to prove things to someone, so they use big words because it makes everybody go, wow, he's so smart. But language is not an exercise of ego. Language is an exercise of communication, right? So even though I'm a teacher and I know big words, there are times when I'm around, maybe I'm hanging out with some other musicians or some friends of mine. I'm not going to use academic language around them because it's weird. It's like the wrong kind of language to use in that situation, right? So, again, it's all about looking around the room and then saying, what language is the appropriate language for this room? Just like when I'm a musician, you have to look around the room before you play and say, what music is the right music for this room? Right?
Exactly. Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely true.
Good. And again, you speak beautifully. And I love the wallpaper on your wall. I said you speak beautifully, and I love the wallpaper behind you.
Thank you so much. It's
pretty.
Yeah,
it's pretty. I like it.
But thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Nice of you. And I like your accent. Your advice were truly correct, and it just helped me. Thank you. It just makes me confident because, this is one of the things that I just maybe feel weak when I'm using the simple words to talk. So, yeah, based on this powerful and strong reasons, so I can play and fun with the language, and I'm just really qualified to teach my students.
There you go. You're doing better than you think you are.
Thank you.
Confidence is one of the most important parts of language because language is a performance. Just like music is a performance. The best performers are the ones who are confident and relaxed. Same thing with language. The best speakers are the ones who are confident and relaxed. Okay?
Exactly. Confidence and relax. Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
wonderful.
right.
I'm impressed. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and it was wonderful to talk to you, Sadabe. I'm going to let you go, but come back and see me again sometime, okay?
Sure. Thank you. Nice of you, and this is my honor.
All right, well, take care, and I'll see you next time, okay?
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Okay, let me go back and check the chats and see if I missed anything here. Candy's mad at me. Candy, I'm sorry, but I'm going to call you out. I'm sorry, but no. I don't tolerate arrogance. And when you come into a classroom full of people who are trying to learn and they think it's hard and you say, it's so easy, for you maybe, for you. So Candy, from now on, when you say those words, Chinese is so easy, add the words, I think Chinese is so easy, or Chinese is so easy for me. Okay? But when you just say Chinese is easy, that's just silly. There are billions of people who will disagree with you. Okay? Billions, literally. Okay, Russian is also hard, yes. Okay, let's see. I'm almost caught up with the comments. I'm just catching up here. I'm Uncle Mark. All right, fine. Chinese is so easy for you, Alan. 这是因为你是中国人。当然，如果你是中国人，当然这是简单，非常简单的。Okay. English is so hard for you, right? See, that's what I mean. Everybody has a different experience in language, right? Everybody has a different experience in language. Okay. What time is it? I have about 15 more minutes. And by the way, hello, Miguel over there. And hello, Shamuri and Leonardo over in my YouTube. If you're still there, hello. I see you guys. Thank you for coming and watching. And here is my YouTube channel once again. And by the way, I just started posting on Little Red Book, Xiaohongshu. So I have a post I'm going to share, I think, later today. And if you guys can share it, if you're Chinese and you can share it, that would be great. Okay, so I'm going to post it later. And guess what? Listen to me. Hi, look at me right now. Tomorrow, I should have my new calendar is going to be ready tomorrow on my website. My new calendar will be ready. So if you go to my website and you subscribe, you can see the next 2 weeks of my live streams. What will I be doing and when will it be? Right? And I do 10 live streams or voice streams every week. 5 voice streams, 5 live streams every week. Okay? So follow me. There's my YouTube right there. And my website is right here. Okay, and on my website, so yeah, I'm going to have, from now on, I have 5 voice streams and 5 live streams. If you want to know my schedule, here, I'm going to tell it to you. It's in Eastern Standard Time, so you have to figure it out for your time zone, okay? So Monday through Thursday... let's see, and I am going, 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. I do a live stream and then a voice room, and also Friday and Saturday. At 10 a.m. Okay, that is my new schedule for this year. Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m., 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. Okay, that's 10 live streams or voice streams every week. Okay, so follow me. All right, so raise your hand. Come on, I have time for just about a couple more people. I have 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes. And if you want lessons, I am a real teacher. I do give lessons. You have to pay for it, but if you buy a lesson from me, I promise it'll be worth it. And if you want a lesson from me, I have a discount, 35% off for the first lesson. 35% off for the first 30 minutes, which is $13 US. $13 US for 30 minutes. Okay. Chinese time, James, right now for Chinese people, if you live in Beijing time, it will be 10 p.m. and 10 a.m. Monday through, it's a little tricky. I think it's going to be Monday through Friday for you. And then it will be Friday and Saturday night at 11 p.m. But it will be an hour earlier next month, right? We have daylight savings time. So right now we're an hour earlier than that. So, yeah. Anyway, the point is, guess what? Tomorrow, I'm going to make a post, and I'm going to have my calendar, and you can go to my calendar. Guzel, you can go to my calendar tomorrow and see the time in your time zone. Gun, you can go to the calendar tomorrow and see my time zone. James, you can go to my calendar tomorrow and see the time zone for you, okay? It'll be in your time zone when you look at it on the calendar, okay? So, I'm going to finish that tomorrow, and I have more coming. My website is going to be very cool soon. Okay, you should go follow my website. I have, you guys know how I always talk about reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, the 8 areas of language learning, right? Well, I have a new section that I'm working on my website. I have study resources, free study resources for all 8 areas. I spent my time looking for all the best free English resources online, and I organized them for you. So when you want to study grammar, you can click grammar, and I'll give you a bunch of websites that are perfect for practicing grammar. If you want to work on your vocabulary, click vocabulary, and it'll give you a bunch of websites that can improve your vocabulary. Okay? I have all of that coming soon. Very, very soon. I was working on it last night all day. Literally yesterday, all day, I was working on my website. Okay? So come and follow me and sign up and subscribe and share. Share. Okay? This is my job. All right? So, yeah, if you like what I do, always remember that, guys. This is a two-way street. Right? It's a two-way street. So always remember, if you like what a host is doing, if you like what a teacher is doing, then what are you doing to help that teacher? What are you doing to help that host? Right? Can you go share? Can you go tell people about me? Can you make a post on Xiaohongshu or Little Red Book and tell people about me? Can you make a post on Bilibili and tell people about me? Can you make a post on Douyin and tell people about me? Right? Make a post, tell people about me. Okay, I have been on Hello Talk for 12 years. I have been here for 12 years. I have been live streaming for more than 3 years. I was the first live streamer on Hello Talk. Number 1, right here. I have 78,000 followers. Here's my website. There's my website right there. AFIEC English is the name of my website. AFIEC English. AFIEC. 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 What does AFIEC mean? A friend in every corner. A friend in every corner. A friend in every corner. A friend in every corner English. AFIECEnglish.com. Thank you, Ibtisam. Thank you very much. Okay, again, I have about 10 minutes. I have 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left. Yeah, that's right, Sadabe. AFIEC. 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 A friend in every corner, English. That's my brand, okay? Yeah, go sign up. 10 minutes left. Who wants to come talk to me? Nobody wants to come talk to me? 10 minutes. Come on, bring me your questions. Let's go. Lynn wants to come talk to me. Good. Hello, Lynn. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Oh, my voice is not good. But anyway, my question is, I want to improve my English, but every time when I try, my tongue has a problem. And when I try to pronunciation a new words, it's horrible for me. I don't know
Okay.
if I don't know. I don't know what can I do extra work for that.
Okay. Well, you don't sound bad. You sound good, Lynn. You sound good. You have a Spanish accent. So what? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter if you say yes. It doesn't matter if you say yes or yes. I still understand you. Okay? I still understand you. It's okay, right? Like it doesn't really matter. That's my opinion, okay? Is as long as I can understand you, we don't have a problem. Okay? So don't worry about your accent unless it's a problem for other people, right? If people look at you like this, when you speak English, people look at you like this, huh? You know, like if people look at you like that, then that's a problem, right? But you sound good, so don't worry. Are you a little sick today? You have a cold?
Yes. I have
Okay. So, and then Lynn, sometimes you watch me a lot, I think, and so you've probably heard me say that every language has some mouth movements that you have to learn, right? And Spanish has their own mouth movements, right? So my Spanish will never be great because I cannot roll my R. I can only do one roll. I can't do blah, 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 you know, like I can't do it. I've been trying for years since I was a boy. I've been trying to roll my R, but I can't do it. I just don't know how. But that's a movement that you really need to be able to do to speak Spanish well, right? So every language has mouth movements, right? So here's what I would do is when you say there are some words that are hard for you to say well, have you ever written them down before?
No.
Yeah, write them down. Write them all down in one place on one piece of paper, right? So what you can do, Lynn, is get a piece of paper, and then I want you to think of 10 words that are hard for you to say well in English, right? And write them down on the piece of paper, okay? And then you can look at each one and say, why is this word hard for me? What sound is difficult? Is it the R sound, the L sound, the V sound, the TH sound, the J sound? What sound is hard for me in these words? Then do a little research. Go online and find all the words that are similar sounding, right? All the words that sound similar to that word, write those down too. And now you have one piece of paper that will have all the words you need on it that you can practice every day. That this is a targeted way to improve your accent because all of the words on this paper will be hard for you to say. So if you work on them every single day, it will get better. So that's the problem. Many people say this. I have trouble with pronunciation. But when you say that, you can't tell me which words. That's because you didn't sit down to really focus on them, right? Yeah. So sit down and focus on them. And then when you're saying them, I need you to think about your mouth movements when you say them. And remember that every language has mouth movements, right? So that's what an accent is. If you have an accent, it's because the mouth movements that you're using are the mouth movements from your language, right?
Yeah.
So you're using Spanish mouth movements, but English words and English grammar.
More.
Yeah, right. So that's the secret is you have to understand that there are some movements that are different in every language. And you have to figure out what movement is a problem for you. Yeah, right. And then focus on it, right? But if you sit down and make a list, now you have a way of really looking at it and saying, oh, I see what's wrong now. Okay, and working on it, okay? By the way, I don't know where you are, but it looks beautiful.
This is the lake.
Wow, it's gorgeous. Where is that? Is that in Lima?
No, right now I live in United States.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I don't know where it is, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually, it's nice to.
Yeah, that's great. Good for you. Good for you. And yeah, and remember, Lynn, what I also said. You've been in the States, then you know it doesn't matter if you have a Spanish accent. There are lots of people with Spanish accents here. You know,
Yeah.
the only problem is if I can't understand your Spanish accent. That's a problem, right?
Yeah,
But I can understand you, so don't worry.
Yeah. I try to practice more because my sometimes I have a difficulty for pronunciation some words. So in my mind, it's blocked.
I understand.
And so I
Yeah.
lost in 1 minute. So I said, "Oh my goodness, I can explain you in English."
Yeah.
But it's hard for me.
Well, that's normal. When we get nervous, it's a normal reaction for your brain to just freeze, right?
Yes.
In English, we have a phrase for that. Where do you live in the United States? What state?
In Georgia.
In Georgia. Okay, so I live in Ohio, and where I live, we have many, many deer. Right? There are deer
Okay.
everywhere. I see them almost every day. They walk through my yard every day, right? And when you're driving on the roads here, you have to be very careful, especially at night, because the deer will cross the road. And when they cross the road, if they see a car coming, what they do is they cross the road, they're crossing, and then they turn their head and they look at the car and they see the lights from the car, and now they go,
Oh.
they see the lights and they freeze, and then
freeze.
they just freeze. They just stand there, and then the car hits them. And we have an idiom for that in English. We say, "I was like a deer in headlights." That means like I
it's
was
me,
talking,
it's me.
I was talking, and then suddenly my brain
Yeah. it's like-
frozen. Yeah,
It's me.
that's right. Yeah, that's like a deer in headlights. Like a deer in headlights. So, and the secret to that is you just have to relax. You
Yeah.
just have to relax. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're
for
welcome.
that.
You're welcome. And thank you for following. It's always nice to see you when you're in my rooms. So thank you.
Yes,
I appreciate that.
Always.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right. Well, take care, Lynn. I'll see you next time. Okay.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. So the idiom, Gun, was like a deer in headlights. I was like a deer in headlights. Like a deer in headlights. Headlights are the lights on the front of the car. Right? The lights on the front of the car are headlights. And when the deer is crossing the road and he sees the car coming and he looks to see the lights are bright and they scare him. So it freaks him out. Okay? Okay. Well, guess what? It is 1:29. That was perfect. That was just enough time. So let's see. Did I miss any comments here? Her English is great, right? Yeah. Oh, Candy. Candy, I don't know if I have time today. I'm sorry. And I don't really want to argue. Candy. But Candy, I'm not trying to insult you, Candy. I'm not trying to insult you. But when you're in a classroom, nobody likes a show off. Right? So if I have a class full of kids and we're all trying to learn the same thing, I'm trying to teach them a grammar exercise. Nobody likes the one kid who says, "Oh, this is so easy. This is so easy. You guys are so dumb. This is so easy." So that's all. Is I just want you to understand that, it's a little bit rude if you call it easy when other people are struggling. Okay? Is it a deer in headlights or a deer caught in the headlights? It's both, Gray. You could say either one. Anything like, I was like a deer in headlights, I was a deer caught in the headlights, both are fine. Both are fine. You don't want to argue. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes, Candy. I'll give you 2 minutes, okay? And then I need to go because I'm out of time. I misunderstood you. Okay, well, that happens too. That happens too. Hello, Candy.
Hello.
Oh, there we are. Okay, how are you,
doing?
Candy?
How are you?
I'm fine. And are you in Baku or where are you?
Yeah, I live in Baku right now. Before, like, let me explain the what happened before. I just like you just talked about Chinese, right? And then I just like Chinese is like the meaning is like because I start to learn Chinese. I've been learning Chinese just for 3 months, so that's why I said it's easy for me. So I didn't say like I'm a Chinese native speaker. I am better than everyone. I didn't mention that.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just misunderstood me.
But next time, the key words that you said this time, you said for me. You said it's easy for me. That's a very different thing. If you said Chinese is easy for me, I wouldn't have said anything to you. Okay, Candy. So, but when you say Chinese is easy, that makes it sound like, no, I can't do that. I can't, because there are other people who don't think so. So I have to stand up for them as a teacher, right? So that's all. It's okay if you say Chinese is easy for me. That's okay. Right? Because that's how language is. Sometimes some people think some languages are easier than others, right? I studied German many years ago when I was in high school. I studied German for 3 years. I think German's harder than Chinese for me. I studied Spanish. Spanish is harder than Chinese for me. I studied Latin. Latin is harder than Chinese for me. But some people think Chinese is harder than German. Some people think Chinese is harder than Spanish. So it's everybody's different. You know, everybody's different with what they study. So, but that's great if you're learning more than one language. So you know English, you know Arabic, I assume, and you're learning Chinese. That's amazing. Good for you.
I would like to give you an example. For example, like my process is a little bit different. Let me just give you like screen. Hold on. You can see the screen or not?
Good for you. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, I have lots of stuff like that. I probably have about 30 notebooks in my bookshelf that are like that.
Yeah, it's like kind of crazy stuff. Like
I have the same thing. Here, wait, I'll show you.
Okay, do it. Will by Alan.
I forgot. I moved my notebooks upstairs, so I don't have them down here anymore. I forgot, so I can't show you. But I have notebooks just like that. I have many notebooks, probably 20 or 30 notebooks that are just like that. Vocabulary words I write down, phrases I write down, things like that. Yeah. So that's good. Good for you, Candy. Good for you. So
have you
go ahead.
Let me show you something. Have you ever seen this word? Like, because it's a little bit like slangs. Like they like it's not vocabulary for like Duolingo. I mean, like, because like Chinese people like just for like daily conversations, these vocabularies. Because I just passionate about like for like I just like I would say like all pay attention to just daily conversation for Chinese, not I would say like beginner conversation.
Formal,
you know what
right?
I mean? So
yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, you're probably better at that than I am because I don't study. You know, when I study Chinese, I study almost by myself for the most part. So there are sometimes. Just recently, there was another guy here who came in and he said "Ni shiga haoran," and I didn't know what that meant. I was like, "Wait, Ni shiga haoran? This is Haoran. This is a good man. I know that." But I had never heard it used that way. You know, and I usually use nisha iga, right? I almost always say iga, right? I use iga every time, right? But I know that sometimes they drop it and just say ga, right? So anyway, but
can I show you something, please?
Very quickly, because I do need to go. I do need to go, Candy.
Just for 60 seconds.
Okay,
please.
sure.
Okay. Do you know this Chinese teacher? Just give me a moment, please. Like this.
朋友，你说什么我听不懂，对不起，我的中文不好。朋友，你说什么我听不懂，对不起，我的中文不好。
That's funny.
对不起，对不起，对不起，对不起，对不起，对不起。
Yeah, I don't know her, but what I like about that, yeah, the fun. You know what's funny about that? Candy, here's the funny thing that I don't know if you realize this yet or not, but the funny thing about Chinese is a tonal language. It's a tonal language and the tones are important, but they are also not important at all. And she just proved it, because when you sing Chinese songs, they don't use any of the tones. So she wasn't using any tones at all when she was singing. So Chinese songs are a great way to learn Chinese vocabulary, because you don't have to learn any tones at all. You just sing the song, right? But the problem is that when you speak, then you do need tones when you speak normally. So, Candy, I do need to go. It's time for me to have some lunch, but thank you for coming up. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding, Candy. I appreciate it. Keep working on your English and your Chinese. Okay, 加油，收能生巧. Okay.
早晨好，谢谢你，拜拜。
Yeah, take care. I'll see you next time. Okay, yeah, not bad. His Chinese is pretty good. Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Okay, guys, I gotta go. It's time for me to take a break. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for following. I will be back tonight. I have another voice room tonight. Okay, so 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be here again answering your questions about English. Okay, so come back and see me again. I have 78,000 followers on HelloTalk. I've been here 12 years. I'm a certified English teacher. I have more than 15 years of experience here. I'm the #1 recommended teacher on HelloTalk. Follow me, share, follow me, share, follow me, share. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. Peace.